pick up some of the issues that, I mean, after all, later on in the agenda we've got an agenda item highlighting things that are coming down the track, and it's almost certainly the cumulative impact one comes from that particular area. Mark, do you want to say something?
Just something that seems to have slipped off the reports that we've been tracking for a couple of years, and that's plans by the council to start the mortgage scheme.
Okay. So, go on, what do you...
It was mentioned at the last meeting, it was mentioned at the start meetings that we wanted to be kept up to date with what the council is planning to do. It's been in touch with the committee for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. Number 7 is the, again, a key document in our new world, which is the overall performance and performance against specific targets. I won't say anymore, got to get shouted at. So maybe, David, do you want to...
Yeah, if I could just say just a few words of introduction. I mean, the performance report is as set out. There are 2 indicators in there that are red at the moment, one in Mark's area and one in my area. What we thought it would just be useful to do is just explain to the committee why those are red and what the current circumstances are and how we can take action to improve that situation. That's okay with members. If I start with the one in relation to major planning applications. Major planning applications, as members will be aware, fall in a number of categories. That's where there are 10 or more dwellings, or for outline applications, it's areas above 0.5 per hectare or more. The creation of 1,000 square metres or more of floor space, or the site exceeds 1 hectare. Mineral working applications and all waste-related developments. The reason for just mentioning that is that we don't have too many around minerals and waste, but we do have quite a lot of applications that fall into a major category. The current way that major applications are determined is that they all need to go for approval through the planning committee. And that is the case whether there are objections to those applications or whether there are no objections to them. And just recently there's a number of applications that have gone through the planning committee for fairly major developments where there have been no objections from ward members or from members of the public. For fairly large housing developments like some of the reserve lands at Carl Park, for example, and others. And because we have to put all of these major applications through planning committee, that does have some impact on the timescales that we're working with, and hence this performance indicator is at 42% at the moment rather than the target of 60%. So what we are going to explore is ways in which we can look at the way that the council or the planning committee deals with major applications in the future. Now, I would stress that clearly we would need to bring a report to the planning committee on this, because they will need to consider the changes to any of the current scheme of delegation. But we're going to enter into some discussions around some of these issues where there are no objections from ward members or members of the public to major applications, to see if we can actually explore speeding that process up. The second thing just to say is that we have recently had 2 senior members of staff leave us for other posts elsewhere, and we're just currently in the process of filling those posts within the planning team. So we've been a little bit down on the capacity to process the applications, and that's also had an impact on the target. I did check yesterday on our most up-to-date performance, and I can say to members that currently we do now stand at 50% in terms of the major applications, so we have seen some improvement since the report was drafted. And what we're now hopeful of, by looking at the scheme of delegation and also by recruiting 2 further staff members to the team, that we'll be able to further improve the performance target by the end of this financial year. Happy to answer any questions on that particular performance indicators from us.
Just as we're okay as members of the planning committee, and it's not any declaration of interest on it that I wouldn't have thought. But we did have an informal debate after a planning training session about some of the issues. I think